tuna and crackers. Let me show you how to elevate it to the 10th power. Whether you're eating plain tuna and crackers, dressing it simply, or on a sandwich, I'm going to show you a way that you can add your own twist by adding fresh ingredients, seasonings to create a delicious meal that you can eat every week, like I do. Here we go. One element to tuna and crackers is elevating the crackers. So I'm going to make my version of firecrackers, which is what my husband loves to eat his tuna with. So instead of cooking oil, I like to opt for unsalted butter. Okay, a large baking sheet with parchment paper, and you're going to add the crackers. And these are unsalted. You could use saltine, but I like unsalted. It lets me control how salty I want these. Okay, we're gonna go here. So you're probably thinking, is this big enough? I guess, I hope. Here I have my melted stick of butter, and I'm just going to pour it all over the crackers. I accidentally ripped this ranch dip package, so I'm just gonna sprinkle it. How convenient. And I'm not gonna use the whole package. Onion powder. I'll start with a half teaspoon and just shake it. I'll go with a full teaspoon of onion powder. Smoked paprika, again, a teaspoon. Crushed red pepper flakes. And that's up to how much you want to use. I think that's good enough. I'm gonna go with like a half teaspoon of garlic powder to start. Now, give everything a mix, coat as best as you can. So I realized when I started putting all the ingredients together on the baking sheet, you probably want to mix all your dry seasonings and spices into the melted butter. And if you don't want to use butter or you don't have it, you can definitely opt for cooking oil. Check the description below because I will give you like a good ratio of what to use. For example, I typically would use 4 sleeves of crackers and 2 sticks of butter and the whole package of ranch seasoning to unsalted crackers. That's my preference. So I will put information in the description below as far as the ingredient list and the measurements. This is going into a preheated oven at 275 degrees. Some people do 250 for about 35 to 45 minutes. Okay, I have a large bowl. Let's go ahead and add 2 cans of drained tuna. You want to break this apart. Okay, so once you break it apart, add whatever it is that you like to your tuna salad. I'm literally going to add pretty much everything in my kitchen pantry with the exception of the kitchen sink. When it comes to tuna, I just think it literally is personal preference, how much mayo, whether you want mayo. I'm also going to show you after this video a couple of ways I like to use tuna into meals, whether it's a sandwich or like a cold refreshing salad that you could eat with like totopos or chips. Okay, tuna here. Okay, fresh ingredients chopped, going in. Now we're going to eyeball everything. Mayo, Louisiana hot sauce, or this is Texas Pete, just a dash. Maggi seasoning sauce, just a dash. Lemon pepper, again, a dash. Add some cracked black pepper. I love Dijon mustard, going in. Pinch of salt, and give it a mix. Let's see, can you see that? We're gonna give it a mix. So at this point, you'll wanna taste it and add maybe some extra mayo like I'm going to do. Taste it for salt, seasoning. If you want other fresh ingredients into the mix, go for it. But this is just right where I want it for today. Yay, tuna salad. Roughly chop this cucumber because I'm gonna show you one of my favorite drinks. Here I have a lime that needs to be used and I just kind of do that. And then cut it. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze the lime juice. Here I'm adding cucumber to the blender cup. I'm gonna add like, I don't know, two cups of water. The lime juice from the entire lime in here. Here I'm gonna add some sugar to taste. I'm gonna eyeball it. There we go. Amazing, my favorite. Okay, these should be ready. Oh yeah, they smell good too. Careful. There we go. These are your favorite, right?
Yes, looks very good. Thank you.
So that's it. And let me show you the perfect bite, in my opinion, when I'm making tuna. So we get a cracker, preferably your firecrackers or your little crispity, crunchy, seasoned cracker. And then I like to take some of the tuna salad, put it right there. And then a pickled jalapeno carrot right on top. And this is good eats. So good. Tuna and crackers elevated to the 10th power. This is my favorite. And if you do not like eating noises, just tune away because I'm going in. So good. The crackers came out so perfect. Crispy, flavorful, seasoned, has a little kick to it. The perfect balance. Check the description below, like I said, for ingredients and measurements. Try it all. It's so good. So let me show you other ways that I love to make tuna for a meal. So good.
So it's really late and I'm craving a salad. I have to have this salad once a week.
So here I've already chopped some red onion, like a hothouse cucumber, some fresh avocado. I'm gonna make like this vinaigrette. I'm going in with lemon juice, some red wine vinegar, some Dijon mustard, some garlic paste, olive oil, some pepper, salt to taste, and you're gonna shake. In a bowl, I'm going in with my can of tuna, break it apart, all our fresh ingredients into the bowl. Or your vinaigrette. I'm gonna switch it up. Oh, grab a chip and enjoy. Let me show you the tuna avocado salad I'm making all summer long. So I'm starting off with a can of tuna and water. I'm also going to be using fresh cilantro, onion, jalapeno, fresh squeezed lime juice. Here I have some Roma tomato, and I'm going to be adding avocado. 1 or 2 works. So I'm just going to prep the ingredients, put it all together. You're going to season how you like. And a lot of the fresh ingredients are versatile. By the way, I found a cucumber. It's going in. Sometimes I add carrot. Sometimes I like to add cherry radishes when I have it. And I remove the seeds from the jalapeno because I'm like weak sauce when it comes to spice, the older that I get. But I have an uncle that calls this poor man ceviche, and he likes to add serrano peppers. So do that if you like things spicier. So add all of your chopped fresh ingredients into the bowl with the drained tuna. And now squeeze your fresh lime juice. I started off with like 1.5 medium limes. I'm gonna add more. It just depends on what you like and your tastes. If I had another avocado, I'd add that as well, but I only had 1 when I made this. Because like I said, I've made this already twice this week. So give that a mix, and you'll want to give things a taste, salt and season to your preference. I'm going with this like garlic salt pepper blend. And sometimes I like to add tahini into the mix. Actually, I will add tahini on mine, and sometimes I add hot sauce. It just depends. Okay, some more seasoning, salt to taste, give it a mix, and it's done. Look, I'm not reinventing the wheel of tuna salads. You probably make this already. I just wanted to show you what I've been eating lately, and I've been wanting something a little light and fresh. And this, it hits a spot. It's that good. Today I'm making the ultimate tuna salad for some delicious sandwiches here at home. I'm going to show you 2 ways I love to make this. Here we go. Okay, I'm starting off with chunk white albacore tuna in water. For this recipe you could use 4 5-ounce cans of tuna your favorite brand, your favorite type. It's up to you. This is what I'm using today. I'm going to make a homemade deli-style tuna salad. Honestly, put what you like in it. I'm going with celery, red onion. I'm just going to chop that up. Here I've drained the tuna really well, and I'm going to add that into a bowl. And now here comes the fun part. You get to add what you want. I'm starting with probably a half cup of mayonnaise, and I'm going to work my way up until I like it. Here I'm going to add a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. I'm going to add probably like a half teaspoon of Maggi seasoning. The amounts and ratios are up to you. Here I'm going to shake in some lemon pepper seasoning because I like it. I'm also going to add some granulated onion powder. Just a dash goes in. Now I'm going to add some paprika. That's optional. I like it. Now some sweet relish and dill pickles that I chopped up. Both, I like them, the celery, and I'm going to add the onion right into the bowl. And I'm going to give this a really good mix. And like I said earlier, the ratios of like the mayo, Dijon mustard, and the fresh ingredients and seasonings, it's up to you. Give it a taste, add a little more, like I'm adding the mayo here because I want more, and just give that a mix. This is great to prepare the night before. I'm going to make a sandwich today, so it's going to be a couple of hours before I make it. But I'm going to cover with the lid and place it in the fridge. So today I want to show you how to make one of my ultimate tuna melt sandwiches. I'm starting off with a knob of butter into a preheated pan, and I'm using jalapeno cheddar bagels. This is just, I call it ultimate because the combinations of this roll with jalapenos in it, I love it. So I'm just going to toast this on both sides. By the way, you can definitely use just regular white sandwich bread. I'm just being extra today because I love these bagels from my grocery store. Okay, so once they're toasty on the inside, I'm going to start building this tuna melt. Let me get one of these out of here. So I'm going to start with some tomato slices, just right over the bagel. And now I'm going to add my tuna. This has been sitting in the refrigerator for a couple of hours, but like I said, overnight works best if you're making this because, you know, the flavors have a chance to just kind of marinate and marry together. So just pile on that and spread it around. Now I'm going to add cheese. What kind of cheese? I like American cheese. You could do mild cheddar, sharp cheddar, provolone. It's up to you. It's your tuna melt. No judgment here, but this is what I'm going for today. It's just something I like. So top it with the other side of that bagel roll, and now just let it kind of simmer with a little bit of extra butter. And what I'm going to do is spread that around. I have this probably like on a medium-low setting, cover with the lid, and just let the cheese get melty. It takes a couple of minutes. And then you have a delicious tuna melt. Some of you might find cheese and tuna off-putting. I don't. I like it. So if you've never tried it, give it a try and try this combo because essentially a tuna melt can be on just regular sandwich bread that's toasted. But if you can get your hands on jalapeno cheddar bagel rolls, then give it a try. It's so good. Going in for a bite. So here's the second sandwich that I like to make. This is like my go-to Subway homemade version. So I toast a pan bolillo roll. That is just like a Mexican style French bread roll. And here's what I'm going to put in the sandwich: pickled jalapenos, lettuce, or actually I have shredded cabbage because I thought I had lettuce, but it was cabbage. But you know, pretend it's lettuce. Okay, open up the toasted sandwich roll, and now it's time to put all of these garnishes and toppings. Okay, lettuce, tomato slices. I love fresh cucumber slices, so that's going to go on. And I love pickled jalapenos. Again, if this were Subway, you'd be adding the toppings of your choice, so do that. But this is what I'm doing today. Scoop on that deli-style tuna salad that we made. And this is good eats. Going on with the red wine vinegar and some olive oil. I'm going to add some cracked black pepper. And this is the sandwich. It is so fresh, flavorful, and it hits the spot. Oh yeah, gotta top the pickled jalapenos. And this is just my homemade Subway sandwich perfection. A lot of you might not like the Subway tuna. I like tuna salad, so this is where it's at for me. This is good eats. So I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.